When we hear the word favela, most people think of Brazil and cities like Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. And while both are home to some of the largest favela populations in Latin America, they aren't the only places where these tightly packed urban centers pop up. The term favela has been in use since the late 19th century, when 20,000 soldiers returning from victory in the Canudos War wrongly believed that their government would provide them with housing. They got nothing and were forced to settle in the hilly region of modern-day Morro de Providencia. Back then, they called it Morro da Favela, or Favela Hill, in honor of the favela plant that grew in abundance on the hills they settled on. Left to their own devices, the soldiers built small shacks on Favela Hill, one on top of the other. There were about 100 shacks at the turn of the century. That number exploded to 800 by the 1920s, and then doubled by 1933. Over the next few decades, the rural exodus and the lack of affordable housing in urban centers spurred the creation of hundreds of such settlements across Brazil. According to the latest census data, roughly 16.4 million people across Brazil live in favelas. That's 8% of the country's population. In Argentina, they're called Villas Miserias, or Village of Misery. In Chile, they're called Poblacion Cayampa, or mushroom populations, in reference to the way cayampas, or mushrooms, reproduce rapidly in damp environments with little light. Those living in these communities typically lack access to safe water and sanitation. Education is extremely limited, and jobs that pay more than poverty wages are rare, if they even exist at all. Among the worst is Petare, Venezuela, known for being the most dangerous slum in the world. It's also the largest in all of North and South America, depending on which population figures you look at. Rough census estimates put the population between 360,000 and 450,000. On the high and low ends, that'd be like cramming the populations of Oakland or New Orleans into a single neighborhood. Petare is basically a city within a city. Located on the eastern outskirts of Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, the slum rarely benefits from the city's public services. In turn, gangs and cartels have assumed control of the area, using every square inch to fund their illicit and often deadly businesses. According to the UN, Venezuela has the 5th highest homicide rate on Earth. In 2015, Caracas itself earned the title of world's most violent city. Most of this is due to the economic crisis Venezuela has been dealing with since 2013. Those most heavily impacted are the people of Petare. It's home to dozens, if not hundreds, of organized criminal gangs, all vying for territory. The largest of these groups is the Wilexis gang, which, until 2025, was headed by Wilexis Monasterios, the most wanted man in Venezuela. While he was taken out during a confrontation with authorities, his gang still maintains a vice grip on the city. And while the gang members get whatever they want through violence, the innocent people of Petare scrape by with next to nothing. Water and electricity aren't guaranteed. Sometimes people will go 10 to 15 days without it.